Welcome to Metro Focus. We have a lot planned for you in this September episode. We'll visit some fascinating locations that are sure to get you out of that seat and onto the next Metro bus or train. We are going to take the Red Line or a Z-Line bus and head over to Silver Spring and visit a famous venue that has been keeping the community dancing and singing with their favorite artists for the past 40 years. Next, we are going to explore the arts and theater at a historic venue that has been in the Silver Spring community since 1938. You just might want to grab your popcorn and candy for this one. And lastly, we're going to visit a monumental, groundbreaking, never-before-seen Smithsonian Museum that will open its doors in D.C. this September. Of course, we are going to get an up-to-date status of all that's going on with Metro's year-long maintenance program known as Safe Track and what that may mean for your upcoming commute. I hope you are excited because I sure am. So sit back, get comfortable, and let's enjoy this Metro Focus ride.
I'm Sean Heikemper, Assistant General Manager. Well, the Fillmore Silver Spring is actually a partnership with the Montgomery County government. They've decided to help us with this building and bring to this neighborhood an incredible world-class venue so that we can cater to people of Silver Spring and greater DC. And this is an arts and entertainment district. We're right across the street from the AFI, and we're part of revamping and revitalizing the neighborhood. People who come here to visit us from other parts of the country have told us that this neighborhood is pretty wonderful with the convenience of the Red Line, the restaurants, the hotels. We have, again, a lot of places for people to move into with all of these new apartment buildings. Silver Spring is a pretty cool neighborhood. I think that's one of the reasons this venue was put here because of its proximity to the Red Line and some of the other facilities like the Metro bus center that we have right next to the Red Line. We're only 4 blocks away. We have a lot of residents in this area. I think part of the reason that we have so many residents is because of the Metro, and it's, as we all know, good public transportation increases the quality of life. Having a venue like this, having restaurants, having sort of a live, play, work area, I think people enjoy that. It brings value to this part of the greater DC area. So when you come in here, you really don't have to worry too much about protecting your ears, but you can hear everything. Vertigo Lounge downstairs is a VIP lounge. We have upstairs our premium seats section where you can get service from a cocktail waitress, order food. We've got delicious food. In addition to that stuff, we do a lot of cultural events. We do private events as well. People have used Vertigo Lounge for small events, or they can use this entire facility for, say, a wedding, awards ceremonies, beauty pageants, you name it. The Fillmore Silver Spring is very committed to using this facility for the entire community. The Fillmore is synonymous with a gentleman by the name of Bill Graham, who started the Fillmore back in San Francisco in the mid-60s. His whole point for the Fillmore was friendliness, community, and bringing world-class entertainment and performers to the community where there was, no separation, because at one point you had all these stars, and Bill Graham decided to open up the Fillmore and sort of create some sort of a conduit between the community and those stars. We've also been, in the same spirit as Bill Graham, devoted to bringing local artists on stage and trying to discover as many artists as possible, and that is why we do some of these children's events. We have Bach to Rock and Moco's Got Talent, where we bring young kids on stage, give them an opportunity to be on a world-class stage and demonstrate their talent. We're only 4 blocks away from the Red Line and also the Metro Bus Center. I take the Metro almost on a daily basis. I hear from our guests as they come through the doors that one of the best parts about coming to the Fillmore Silver Spring is that it's so convenient. I think without the Metro, this part of DC might be sort of forgotten because you'd have to get here by car only. I think people really do want to use the Metro as much as possible. Just better quality of life, not having to be in traffic. We do beauty pageants. We do a lot of award ceremonies. We have a very diverse community out here in Silver Spring and the greater DC area, but specifically out here, a lot of African cultures. We have Latino cultures as well. We have the African Awards just last weekend. This facility, this venue, and the Fillmore is very committed to sort of serving all of the cultural communities throughout Silver Spring and the whole DMV for that matter. Well, one highlight actually is seeing a lot of young professionals that are in the community who want to get into the music business. We have a internship program for college students. If they want to be a Fillmore brand ambassador, they can learn about the marketing side of the business. We also have our front of house folks. A lot of them are aspiring young professionals trying to learn about the operations side. You can go to fillmoresilverspring.com, or you can take the red line down here, visit us, and go to our box office, which is open every day. And we can always help you when you come to a show, tell you what's coming up next.
Metro is adjusting the schedule for Safe Track, the year-long maintenance program. Intense heat and severe weather has caused delays to the original schedule, and we've added new maintenance projects to improve the overall safety across the Metro rail system. This month, riders on the blue and yellow lines traveling to or from Northern Virginia will be impacted. From August 27th through September 11th, trains will single track between Franconia Springfield and Van Dorn Street. In addition to that, the Franconia Springfield station will be closed for 3 consecutive weekends. And for Labor Day weekend, Saturday through Monday, Franconia Springfield and Van Dorn will both be closed. This means King Street will be the last stop outbound on the Blue Line. Shuttle buses will replace trains during the weekend shutdowns to help you get around the closures. On September 15th, Metro begins the longest maintenance surge to date. Orange Line will share a track at all times between Vienna and West Falls Church. 3 stations will also be shut down each weekend: Vienna, Dunloring, and West Falls Church stations. Those that travel at the affected stations should seek alternate travel options. Metro will announce the Safe Track schedule for the rest of the year soon. You can take a look online at wamata.com/SafeTrack.
My name is Forrest Arthur Hainline IV. I am the studio manager and music director of School of Rock Silver Spring. So, School of Rock Silver Spring is the area's premier performance-based music education program. What that means is we get kids on stage at every age. From 5 years old, we had 5-year-old students that played Rock and Roll Hotel just last fall, and we had 45-year-olds also play that very same stage with all the tweens in between. We have been serving this area since 2006, I believe, as a School of Rock, and we just encourage the future generations to look back, learn about the history of rock and roll, and learn how to express themselves, and just give them a positive way to interact with their community and the kids that are in their community. School of Rock began as the Paul Green School of Rock Music. We started teaching kids, here's your scales, but check it out, this is also this Aerosmith song. Why don't we learn the whole Led Zeppelin song rather than just the intro? One thing led to another. He opened up a lot of schools. He opened up this location here in Silver Spring in this very building. But we've been School of Rock Silver Spring since 2009, I want to say, but it's been a music school for rock music since, I want to say, 2006. There are no official affiliations with any schools. We are a for-profit after-school activity, but it is all word of mouth through neighbors, through friends, and through social media. Sometimes kids literally see a show or they see a video and they say, oh my God, I'm old enough to do that. What do you say, Mom and Dad? How about some drums? And they say, how about keyboards? Like, okay, good. One thing that's been lost to younger generations with the way technology changes, the way culture changes, how are they going to do this themselves? We have DC, a hotbed in the 80s especially, late 70s with Bad Brains, 80s with Minor Threat and Discord, 90s Fugazi, you've got this whole DIY thing. So the youth culture had an opportunity in DC at that time to make a lot of noise because there weren't a lot of neighbors, so to speak. And of course it was a little cheaper to exist in this area. Fast forward, you still have the same kids wanting to express themselves in the same way. Resources change. Opportunities to make noise change. I hear all the time when visitors come to School of Rock Silver Spring, Neil Fallon included, Kim Coletta from Jawbox included, Sean Saley from Pentagram and Government Issue included, where was this when we were kids? First of all, these kids are starting at like 7 years old and they can play Highway to Hell and their parents think it's great. Think about when they get to 16, they're incredible. And this is just an opportunity for kids to come together. Yes, there's a structure, there is a curriculum. It's the only place your kid's gonna get yelled at for not learning their Black Sabbath. Sorry, but they gotta get War Pigs correct if they wanna really rock it. But this is an opportunity to just make noise. In my opinion, the greatest bands are the ones that could afford to make the most noise together and learn together. Eddie Van Halen puts it best where he says, he dislikes people's, oh, well, you can just sing. He says, no, you have no idea how hard we worked to make voices that could sing, to have hands that could play guitar. We worked our butts off. And that's the only thing that's stopping anybody from doing this is, are you willing to do the work? Do you have the means to do the work? So we just try to really encourage them to let it rip. Here's your opportunity. Hopefully it'll stick with you through the week. So you'll come back next week and just keep it going. How has Metro affected our ability to function as a business? It is the reason we can function as a business in the way we have functioned. Our teachers can get here by Metro. We have teachers that don't own cars or just don't want to mess with cars. They can just throw their guitar on their back, head on in. When the kids start to get a little older, their parents start to let them take the bus, and that means the world to these kids. That's a big deal. They come in early, practice just to hang out, see the kids they don't go to school with, and then when they're done, they can just take the bus home. It's like their big boy or big girl day of the week, and it really means a lot to them. It's really neat to be in a downtown where the Metro is just 2 blocks south of us. It makes a huge difference. I couldn't be more psyched that it's Silver Spring. This is where the city's growing. There's all kinds of development coming in. This area in the Metro DC area, I grew up in this area, and I remember at 13 thinking my life was anywhere but here. We're on Rock Block right now. We have the Fillmore, the Record Exchange, Fatty's Tattoo Shop, Ward 9, Urban Apparel, School of Rock. I don't know if there are any other School of Rocks out there that have a tattoo shop and a record store and the Fillmore within a stone's throw. I mean, we're literally doors down. So Silver Spring, why Silver Spring? I can't answer that, but thank God, Silver Spring. The minute they opened up that bus depot this year, I had to rub my eyes walking off the Metro. For so many years, I was used to walking off the Metro and seeing this eyesore covered by a chain link fence. And then one day to have, oh my God, the fence is gone. There's all this grassy area. There's buses coming and going. The streets they're not as congested with city buses. You don't have that nightmare of a stretch of road on 2nd Avenue between Colesville and Georgia. Metro, I think, it's the reason there's life here in downtown Silver Spring. I like that Silver Spring, it's not DC, but I like that it has some high rises. It's got some big buildings. It's got the Metro. It has a concert venue. It's got some great bars. It has some record stores. And right now, it looks like it got a great shower and a shave, and it looks amazing. Like, it looks like it's ready for people to come in and build and live. And it's just a great place to be at the moment.
I'm Tiffany Graham-Golden. I'm the Senior Manager of Marketing, Membership, and Events at AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center. We actually are the flagship theater of the American Film Institute. We're an art house theater and film education place. AFI has been in the DC area for many, many years, exhibiting films at a theater at the Kennedy Center for a long time. Back in the late 80s, Montgomery County was looking for a way to revitalize Silver Spring, asked if we could run the theater as a nonprofit, and decided to use AFI, this theater, as the anchor for the revitalization. And now it's thriving. When AFI first reopened, none of what you see out here was here. So this entire community has completely, as they call it, Silver Spring, we say it has sprung. So we have, live music across the street. We have, AFI and the prestigious films that we're able to bring here, and the guests and the talent that and special people that are unusual to have in this area, as well as many restaurants and new businesses, the Civic Building. So the community's completely changed.
My name is Warren Sharon, and I'm the Senior Manager of Theater Operations here at AFI Silver Theater. We do a number of curated festivals each year. In fact, coming up in September and October is our Latin American Film Festival. And in December is our European Union Film Showcase. And then we have Caribbean, and it seems like all year long they just keep coming around. Plus we do special events and rentals. We always like to give added value to our patrons, so when you come here, we don't want you to think that you're just coming to see a movie or going to the cinema. We like to have Q&As, directors, talent come to speak to the people, not only about the film that they made or the filmmaking process, but just and answer any questions that people have. But we also like to add sort of value in terms of performances or concerts. We have a silent series with musical accompaniment, with original scores written by pretty well-renowned musicians, both locally and from around the country, who come in and perform. And I just think that that's the type of thing that people really get here that they don't get elsewhere. It feels like we're always doing something new and exciting. We had a documentary film about Cambodian rock and rollers, and when the Khmer Rouge era drove them out or kept them from doing Western rock and roll, the documentary is all about that period in time. And a lot of the rockers are still around and came to the documentary and performed a concert after for the guests. And it was sold out. It did really well. And that's just the kind of unique and different thing that we do here.
There's been a lot of special moments with our documentary film festival because, it started from nothing. And so to see, we had, so many different special guests I couldn't even name who've been here that I've got the opportunity to meet. Jane Fonda, Martin Scorsese, so many different people. Metro is so important for us because we do such a diverse amount of programming, from 35mm prints of Looney Tunes cartoons to silent film with live musical accompaniment, and first-run films of, Woody Allen's new movie. And the movies that we show and the things that we bring here, sometimes they're things that you can't see anywhere else. So it's really important that people who live in Northern Virginia who want to come here be able to access us pretty easily. So Metro is really important for that because we get people from all over the regional area who are able to come here if they don't have cars.
We have a lot of really affordable parking here, but should you choose not to drive, it's really accessible. It's only 2 blocks from the Metro station. In fact, when you get off the Metro, you can turn and see our marquee. So it's a very recognizable destination, really close to the Metro. And I know because I take the Metro most times. The biggest impact is that it allows it to thrive with all of the local businesses, allows it to be vibrant. The businesses do really well because it's always active here. Even when I leave late at night, there are people on the streets because they know they can get home. And they're coming from the Fillmore, the restaurants are open. So I think that it makes it more city-like and more vibrant.
I would say quite a few people, come here from you know, all different metro lines, and you know, we're right off the red line, but they rely on it. And so whenever there are changes or updates in the metro schedule, we try to inform our customers via social media because we know that that's important to them.
I believe that a good amount of our clientele take Metro to the business, and they find it very easy to get here because we're so close to Metro.
If the theater was not Metro accessible, that would be terrible for us. You know, we also get a lot of students, people who don't have cars, and so it's really important that we are accessible to everyone.
Because a lot of what we do is, we show movies which speak to all people, and we show a lot of movies that you can't see elsewhere. And so we're a destination for people because of that. They want to come and see movies that they can't see locally elsewhere, and they take the Metro and they get here.
I love the sense of community in this neighborhood. Everyone knows everyone. We're close with all of the managers of the local businesses. We are always looking for ways to partner and look out for one another. We use a lot of local vendors. So, you know, there's so much to offer, and we try to look within our community first to see how we can support each other. We're happy to be part of what we think to be, you know, one of the essential parts of this regional area and destination for people just beyond the local Silver Spring community.
I like old movies, I like musical movies, so to get to see them on the big screen is really neat for me. And well, I'll say, maybe it's not my favorite, but recently we opened Absolutely Fabulous, and I got to, along with one of my colleagues here at work, dress up as Adina and Patsy and put on a little bit of a pre-show and do a trivia contest with a lot of swag and stuff like that for the patrons. It went off really well, and like I said, I don't know if it's my favorite because I was a little nervous and embarrassed dressing up as Adina and doing an impersonation, but it was a lot of fun. We like to support local vendors here, and I think that they really appreciate that. So we sell a lot of local beer from local breweries. We sell, and that's a nice thing that people also get to experience here is you get to see a movie and, you know, all the added value, but you also get to drink a glass of wine while you do it or have a beer. And we also sell local cookies, local chips, and premium chocolates. And so I think that we also work with Whole Foods locally. We have Whole Foods selections here for the people to wraps and paninis, and I feel like that it's a benefit for them, for the local vendors, because they are reaching these people who are coming from all around the metro area via Metro to get visibility with their product and get awareness about their product. So they're really happy to be carried here because AFI is sort of a destination.
Our website is afi.com/silver. We're also on Facebook at AFI Silver Theater, on Twitter at AFI Silver, and on Instagram at AFI Silver Theater as well. Seeing the movie here is nothing in comparison to seeing a movie at your home. The experience of the theater itself, the gigantic screen, the comfort of our seats, and then what we're able to bring in terms of our special guests and live, we call it Cine Experience. That's what makes us different. You know, there's a lot of talk about fear of missing out, and we try and create that experience for people so that, you know, you can see, man, I should have made that, you know, trek to AFI, or I should have come to see that because it's only showing once, or we have the only print in existence of a film, and the only way to catch that 70mm screening is here.
On September 24, 2016, the brand new Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture will open its doors. Since 2003, the molding and the developing of the museum has been in place, and now we are able to finally view more than 36,000 artifacts, nationally and locally recognized arts and sculptures, and plenty of other African American history. The opening of the museum will mark the 19th Smithsonian Museum to date. At Metro, we are constantly supporting our community and our customers, and our beloved marketing department has created a partnership with the National Museum of African American History, Arts, and Culture to develop specialized smart trip cards with unique designs catered to just the museum and the artifacts. You can purchase these smart trip cards online or at your local Metro sales office. Of course, we have personalized merchandise that you can also purchase online at WMATA.com under Metro Gifts or at a Metro sales office. Be sure to visit the National Museum of African American History and Culture by taking Metro Rail to Federal Triangle or Smithsonian stations, or take Metro Bus a 30-line route to Constitution Avenue. Whether you're local or just in town the weekend of September 24th, be sure to check out the grand opening events for the museum. Visit nmaahc.si.edu for more information.
Cirque du Soleil is in Washington with a world of curiosities, where reality is relative and seeing is disbelieving. Curios, Captain of Curiosities from Cirque du Soleil, presented by Visa Signature with United Mileage Plus. Now playing through September 18th at Tyson's 2. Tickets at CirqueDuSoleil.com.
Metro has a convenient way for you to know when your bus is going to reach your stop. So stop checking your watch and tapping your foot. There are real-time bus arrival signs located at high ridership bus stops throughout DC, Maryland, and Virginia, right inside the bus shelter. You'll find arrival times for Metro Bus and other regional providers. Here's how to read the signs. The first symbol is the abbreviation for the transit provider. M will display for Metro Bus. You'll find a full list of providers with corresponding abbreviations at WMATA.com/bus. The numbers following the transit provider indicate the bus route number. Next, you'll see the bus destination. And finally, the numbers at the far right of the sign are the estimated arrival times for the next 2 consecutive buses. For example, Metro Bus Route 70, destination Silver Spring Station, will arrive in the next 2 minutes, followed by the next bus in 12 minutes. Arrival times are based off the information supplied from the bus ETA system that many of our riders rely on. If the system is experiencing technical difficulty, the signs will pull information from the bus schedule. This information will be displayed with an S followed by the scheduled arrival time. The electronic next bus signs are also ADA compliant. There's a push to audio button located to the right of the shelter. Press the button for an audio of the message displayed on the screen.
Metro, Route 70, 2, Silver Spring Station.
Traffic congestion and road closures can affect bus service, but the electronic next bus signs will keep you from wondering what's holding up my bus. Metro alerts describing what's happening on your route, followed by the updated bus information, will scroll across the screen. You can always get real-time bus information on your smartphone or computer by subscribing to Metro Alerts or by following our Twitter account, Metro Bus Info. At Metro, we're always exploring new ways to enhance the rider experience for you. Thank you for riding Metro Bus. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the ride and visiting some of the popular attractions in the Silver Spring area. How awesome is the African American Museum of History and Culture going to be? I know I sure can't wait to visit. Till we meet again, Metro Focus viewers, I had a ball. Thanks for hanging out.